I would say one thing I've learned in cluster would be talking about my I can statements from my lesson. I've had them listed on the board before, but through cluster we kind of talked about how we need to address them throughout the lesson to the kids, and so I just figured out that I'll stop the kids in the middle of the lesson just to kind of bring those I can statements back in, just to make sure that they're still following and understanding what the purpose of the lesson is and why they're doing what they're doing.
Most of us have incorporated would be the I can statements. We have them on the board. In math class, students will even write those on their paper. We're going through start items together. They'll be quick to say that's an IC, which refers to the I can statement for the day.
And I do it in reading also, making them or having them write it on their assignments, so that they're able to go home and tell their parents, this is what we learned. This is what I'm able to do.
I guess the thing, I'm trying to do more of the understanding by design, where I figure out my end goal and then work backwards towards it, looking at my essential questions. What am I wanting them to learn? Like, I have really cool activities, but is it something that should go in this lesson, or should I go somewhere else because of that?
One of the latest things we've learned in the cluster groups is the different ways of questioning and how important that can be in the classroom. And since I'm in a classroom that has the kids for half an hour every 3 days, I didn't always do a lot of questioning. We just went right to the hands-on project. But since we've been talking about questioning, I've been implementing it a lot more, and I feel like the kids have a much more firm grasp on why we're doing what we're doing. It's not just an art project, they are getting something out of it.
I think it's affected student learning because I feel like I'm more aware of teaching practices that I need to implement and do a better job at, and that in turn makes the lessons better for the students.
I've just learned new ways to try to connect with my students.
Well, having learned a lot of the rubric, I have it in the back of my mind when I plan my lessons, so that I'm able to anticipate issues that I might have, as well as think about my instructional goals while I'm planning, and as well as after my lesson, be able to think about what I did, what I can improve on, what went well, what I might change. So.
Give us a truer picture of what we're doing that we're not becoming aware, or that we're not aware of. And that what we're hitting, again, that we don't know that we are.
And it also even gives us a better picture of what we should be doing in the classroom, even more than what we already knew.
It makes it easier to reflect on each lesson when you meet with us, you can bounce off feedback.
And by us using the rubric, it helps us translate it over to the kids so we're more prepared for them.
I started to focus more on the end result rather than the material leading to that result, so it's helped students to see the end goal and to make sure we've met that as well.
Working with others, you get to see what activities actually work in their rooms and which ones we might need to change before we do mine.
I've actually had a half day where I observed other teachers, and I believe I picked up little tidbits from other people.
Augsburg just happened to be doing Principles of Energy in Science at the same time that I'm doing Principles of Energy and Power and Energy. So it was really neat to see that, and we could actually, use the same vocabulary, and we can use the same examples, websites, interactive material. And now I'm getting a lot of the kids saying, hey, we're doing this in science class, or geez, why can't we do this in math class? And so I see a lot of the interdisciplinary skill.
I really enjoy learning about the rubrics and the collaboration time.
Yep, and I really like seeing Rhonda model strategies that we can instantly use in our classroom.
The chocolate. No, I think I really like the idea that it is a time where you can talk about certain things and just talk about we don't do this enough as a teacher, that we need to think more about doing. And it gives you time to really think about how often do I do this? Or do I really think about all the needs of the kids?
You know what? I have a really great cluster. We have a really good group of teachers who collaborate and talk and share, and we kind of tend to stick around even when cluster's over, and we enjoy working together and talking about what we're doing in our classroom that helps become best practice for us and hopefully translates to a better situation for the students where their learning environment is better and their learning is overall increased.